Back again for another exciting week of KB's Unemployed Show. Good show today. It's National Cocktail Day. I'm going to talk about the phases of cocktailing in the adult life. It's National Cheesesteak Day, and it's National Roommate Day, plus the return of Piper the News Girl and Piper's Fun Fact of the Day. All that and more when KB's Unemployed Show starts right now.
It's KB's unemployed sheet. He's unemployed and didn't know what to do, so he started a shame. Talks about stuff to kill time. He didn't know what to call it, so he called it KB's Unemployed Show.
In the studio, there I am. It is KB's Unemployed Show. I am back for yet another week, day 105 of unemployment. And update on the show, I have been doing a lot of talking with a bunch of other people and guests. And as you know, I'm not free and clear to do whatever I want until June 10th. So I will have guests on occasionally, and I can tell you when I recorded one already, which is going to be an excellent, excellent guest during the week of the Masters, and that is with Mark Wilson. He's won 5 times on the PGA Tour, originally from Menominee Falls, Wisconsin. Great, great player, great coach, great golf swing coach. Commentates on Sirius XM on the PGA channel. So I did an interview with him, and it has been, it will be, the entire interview is going to play during the Masters week, and he gives us his pick for the Masters. Also some pretty interesting insight into what it's like out on the PGA Tour and the impact Live Golf has had on the majors, et cetera, et cetera. So that's only for the hardcore golf fans. But all the other guests that I have lined up, and I've got some great guests who have agreed to come on the show, I made the conscious decision that I'm going to wait after June 10th before I start hammering the guests. And the reason being is that what I want to do is just to be able to go anywhere with them. And I don't want to have anything hanging over my head. So guys like Billy Gardell, Jeff Cesario, Daryl Sturmer, guitar player from Genesis, a lot of my other friends are not going to be coming on until after the 10th. And but I'll still throw some people in from here and there over the course of the next month and a half or so. But going to do a lot of celebrating today. It is Roommates Day. Roommate, a phrase that Sue often uses with me. And that's you're more of a roommate than you are a husband. And a messy one at that. She's not wrong. It is also National Cheesesteak Day. And clear up a few things about the cheesesteak. Do that in a second here. And National Cocktail Day. And I've got quite a big breakdown on cocktailing. It's a science and how to celebrate National Cocktail Day. But first of all, let's talk cheesesteaks, right? National Cheesesteak Day. Here's what people don't understand. You go into a restaurant around here and you see someone says Philly cheesesteak and they put it up there. Now, the average person thinks that a Philly cheesesteak is going to be, shaved beef, green peppers, onions, mushrooms, and mozzarella cheese or provolone cheese. And you know what? Fact of the matter is that could not be any further from the truth. That is not how it works in the cheesesteak world. And all you have to do is you have to ask someone from Philly. If you brought someone from Philly in and you gave them a cheesesteak that had all that on it, they'd be just in no freaking cheesesteak, right? They would not want that. Now, that as a cheesesteak, a traditional Philly cheesesteak works this way. Okay, it's ribeye steak and it's sliced very thinly, and it's got to be cooked on a flat top or a skillet with chopped onions only. and it has to be chopped, not big, long, half stringy onions. It is chopped onions, a little square, diced, chopped onions. You put it into a roll, and you get white American provolone. Yeah, the other people put mozzarella. They put mozzarella on top. So you can have provolone, you can have white American, or cheese whiz. A steak whiz is the preferred way of eating a cheesesteak in Philly. Right now, when people think Philly and they think cheesesteaks, they think Pat's or Geno's. And I've had them both. And they're good, but they aren't. If you ask a local in Philly where to go and get a cheesesteak, it is going to be at D'Alessandro's or what's the other one? John's Roast Pork. But the GOAT in Philly is Angelo's Pizza. That's the one. If you talk to people from Philly and they say, where's the best cheesesteak? You've got to go to Angelo's. So you can do your Pat and Geno's. But going to Pat and Geno's for a cheesesteak is like going to Margaritaville at Disney World and saying you were in the Keys, or to a Margaritaville in the one like on Broadway in Nashville and saying you've been to a tiki bar. You haven't. It's a tour. Those are tourist places. Now, don't get me wrong; they're good. Pat's is right across the street from Geno's, and the last time I was out there was with a bunch of guys, and we went to Pat's first, and they said, "Okay, well, let's just go to Geno." We each crushed 2 cheesesteaks. I can tell you this much: one thing that I know, Marcus Hanel, former Brewers bullpen catcher, I believe owns the record for cheesesteaks in Philly over a 3-day series. And I believe it's like 16 or something like that. But yeah, I did a Pat's and Geno's back to back, as a taste test. So probably pumped about 5,000 calories into my system. But if you really want to go for a cheesesteak, that is the place to go. And I'm a big fan of the cheesesteak. I am a big, big fan of the cheesesteak. The only cheesesteak that I'll get around here, and it's like if you go to a chain, the only one I get is the double cheesesteak at Cousins is pretty damn good. They used to have a cheesesteak place down in the 3rd Ward called the Philly Way. It's right down from Caroline's Jazz Club, the Purple Door right there. It's called the Philly Way. And it was a guy from Philly who came in, made him that way, exactly as if he came from Philadelphia. But it is National Cheesesteak Day, so enjoy your cheesesteaks if you'd like. National Cocktail Day, of course. National Cocktail Day. I told my wife, she said, hey, she noticed something. I don't think it's, it wasn't a problem per se, but she's like, man, you've been pounding the bourbon. And she's right. I do. It's not like I'm going out and getting just bulletproof or anything like that. I'm not getting hammered. I was drinking a couple Manhattans a night and that'll add up. Right. And so I said, hey, I'm going to shut her down. Don't worry. I'm not going to drink. So I haven't had any. So I can go. Haven't had any cocktails, but now it's National Cocktail Day. What do you do? Right? What do you do? You almost have to have a cocktail, don't you, for National Cocktail Day? I think you would. We need the knee shaking cam. What? Focus. What are you talking about, Brent? See, well, don't stop typing. So I may have a cocktail tonight, but then again, I may not. Well, let's see. But we're going to have some fun today. As I said, Piper, the news girl, is coming back, and she is going to give us some news stories. And I've got a couple that I'm going to throw at her too. And it is they're very unique and interesting in typical KB fashion. I'm gonna tell you this one before she hops on, because I don't want to offend her, but she's watching right now, so I probably will offend her. But I did notice this one because spring break is in full swing right now, and I saw this article, Panama City Beach. Now, I'd never gone down to Panama City Beach for spring break, but when my son was in high school, we would go to Destin, which is right down the road from Panama City, but never really made it over to that nightmare. if you will. And so Panama City Beach said, hey, we're going to clean up our reputation here. And officials have instituted a twerking ban for spring breakers. Well, it's a safe bet. I'm not going to. I can tell you much my wife would never be caught twerking in Panama City Beach. But people are now twerking on the beach will be given a disorderly conduct citation. But it's not just twerking. It's like if it gets obnoxious, lewd, lascivious, out of control, then you're going to get it. But I think it's really ridiculous because if you're a college guy on spring break, how are you going to find out who the easy chicks are if they don't let them twerk? That's all I'm saying. You just throw it out there wherever you want. You take that wherever you need to. But I would think we never had that type of an identifier when we were in college. I was never really a spring break guy. I don't think I ever didn't. I went to on spring break more so after I got out of school than I did when I was in school. But hey, let's might as well welcome a college kid on spring break. It's Piper, the news girl. Piper, what's going on? Yeah,
I'm muted, everyone. Rookie
there you go.
mistake. I'm still waking up. I'm still like groggy. It's like it's 3 o'clock right now.
You're
and this
still
is, like-
waking up?
Yes, this is like morning to me. I woke up at like 11 or noon, and then I laid in bed playing video games, and then I only got ready for this. Like everything
Okay.
I'm doing later on tonight, like that is like so far away. You know, that's not until the evening. I want to enjoy my resting and sleeping in. Like I don't get to take like an opportunity like this all the time. So I'm gonna take
Well,
advantage of it.
you are a college student, so I know that young college students, and I remember when I was going home on break, it was a lot of sleeping. That's just a physiological thing.
Mhm.
That's what you youngsters need. But I have not gotten up at 11 in the morning. 25, 30 years, if not more, unless it was getting up from my first nap of the day, then I might do that.
No, I still have to get in my nap today. Like I used to be like very anti-nap, like very against naps. Like when I was in kindergarten and we had like the designated half hour where you're supposed to like rest your eyes and lay down, I would just stare up at the ceiling. Like I would get nosies in. I thought it was a complete and utter waste of time. Like I could be out on the playground, we could be having another recess. It wasn't until not even like my first year of college until I transferred to UWM, where I really appreciated the art of a good nap, like a good power nap, a good 45-minute nap
Ooh,
can be
that's
life changing.
the power nap. That's a little long for a power nap.
For
45,
me,
20,
for
20.
me, that's a power nap. I
Okay,
can
well, it could
easily,
be, but 20 is the sweet spot, 20 to 25. And I'm not going to lie, I'll be honest with you. When I was doing the show on the radio at the Megaplex, there was a room that had, it was like a showcase room where we had concerts and stuff, but it had furniture in there. And every day between probably, I would go on the air at 3. So from 2 to 2:20, every day I'd be in there, lights off, 20-minute nap, down, up, and that's all I needed to go. 20 minutes. If you go longer than 20 minutes, then you get that heavy arm sleep. You ever get that? The heavy arm
like
sleep?
you have red lines all over your body.
And yeah, and when you wake up, your arms are really heavy because you haven't really pulled out of it yet, and you're still kind of stuck in the sleep. And that's when you've napped too long. That's when you have gone too long. But the nap now, and this is what I say about the nap. As a child, and we've heard a million people say this, Piper, when you're younger, parents will always say to you, hey, don't complain about your nap. You're going to wish you had these later on in life. Okay. And which is true. But the best way I can describe a nap is naps happen, right? More often than not, naps happen. They
I
just,
honestly think they're best when they're spontaneous. Like if you plan a
yeah.
nap, that's kind of like a new level of depravity, and it's just not going to hit the same as when you're just naturally like kind of nodding off, and you're like, "Wow, I should really take advantage of this opportunity." You know, lay down, let things take its course. You know, if I wake up a little bit later, who knows? The worst is when you have to plan on that nap because that is just a new level of sad and depressing. Like, oh my gosh, that's actually like
When
That's
you have to plan a nap, it's a new level of sad and depressing.
yes, like that is a new low. I feel like if you're like planning out your day, like, okay, I have class today, I have work today, I have to get this yada yada done. Oh, I have an hour here to take a nap. Because then I feel like when you're forcing a nap, it's not going to happen. Like you're gonna lay down and you don't know what mood or feeling you're gonna be in at that point. Who knows if you're gonna even be in the right state of mind for a nap? And I
Uh,
feel like whenever I've like sat down trying to force a nap, it does not happen. And then it's just me just like sitting down or staring at the ceiling for like an hour and nothing gets done. Like everybody's uncomfortable. Everybody's mad, everybody's sad.
okay, well, I will say this: when you get older, you're gonna recant that.
Am I now?
Yeah, yeah, you will recant that. You
But
will
I don't
schedule. You will
know. I
schedule
feel
in
like
the
I know
nap. Yeah.
myself.
Well, whether or not you nap, you got to schedule in the nap. And the older you get, the more accepting people become of the nap. That's the other thing.
That's
That you
yeah.
can say, I'm going to go take a nap, and you're not going to catch that much crap. If you do it at your age, they'll probably no, at your age, you can get away with it. So probably between the ages of 30 and 60, 30 and 55, 30 and 60, you can't get away with saying, I'm going to go take a nap, because people will go, what are you tired from? What did you do? Okay. After that, before that, free and clear.
I unfortunately have fallen asleep in class before. I'm not proud of it. I took a lot of film classes last semester and they wrapped up at like 7, 6:30.
Well,
And then we would always watch really long movies. The
in
rest
the
of the room
dark.
would be dark.
Well, of course you're going to nap.
Right.
What
And I'd
else
fall
to
asleep
do?
standing up, which like falling asleep like straight up in my chair, which I think is particularly impressive. Like all I would have to do was just like hang like
Right.
that.
Well, okay. And I know, explain this to me, okay? Because this one I don't understand. I know that you've never fallen asleep in my class, which is great, because I see that. However, kids have, and I cannot, or kids are really quiet. And I never start a class, I never schedule a class before 10 a.m. Um, I had someone at UWM schedule it at 8:30 one time without consulting me, and I just about went nuts. I'm like, what are you doing? I have not had an 8 o'clock class since my first semester of my freshman year of college. I had one, and I said, never again. Well, I schedule at 10 or later. Now, this 10 o'clock class, people are hit or miss, not on showing up. Well, on showing up, but that's an entirely different thing, but on their level of energy. And everyone I ask says, it's so early, 10 a.m.
I feel like you honestly, maybe these people are newbies. Like they haven't had that 8 a.m. class that really breaks you down and wears you down and like shows you what college like can truly be. Like my first semester of college, I had a public speaking class at 8 o'clock every Monday and Wednesday. That was my first ever college class I took in
Ooh,
person. It was rough, and that it was
ooh.
public speaking too, so we would have to go up and give, like, speeches and talk in front of a whole group of people, and I've never had a problem with public speaking, but a lot of people do, and that being your first college class at 8 o'clock in the morning, I would have to get up at, like, 6:30, at, like, 7 at the latest, just to, like, shower, get ready, put on my makeup, and then walk over to class, and this was at Northern Michigan, mind you, and so
Oh, it's
when it
cold.
became it is really cold. So when it starts snowing, it doesn't stop. So there'd be feet of snow, and there's no like tunnels connecting the buildings of like around campus together. So you would just have to rough it and just trek it out there.
Oof.
It was a very displeasurable experience. Would not recommend it, but I really do think if I hadn't taken it, I would be that person being like, oh, 10 a.m. is so early in the morning. Like, no, you don't know how bad it is. Truly, it could be so much worse.
Okay, so tell me about this. Northern Michigan,
Hmm.
right? You went to Northern Michigan and you had tunnels.
There was some tunnels connecting the buildings, most of them were not, and I swear they only put tunnels at the most inconvenient and unnecessary buildings. Like, oh my gosh, there was a tunnel connecting one of the main buildings that had all of the classes in it. And
Mhm.
then like the auditorium, it's like, okay, that's great for all the musicians with their cellos and violins and clarinets
Well,
and flutes.
well,
But what about the rest of us? Like, can I have a tunnel going from my dorm to like all these far flung buildings all around campus?
Now, did you know anyone? Okay, because I know Concordia here in Milwaukee is tunneled. A
It
lot of
is.
yes, a lot of tunnels at Concordia. Um, do you know anyone, or did you know anyone who, when doing this, when going there, never went outside?
I have heard of this. My roommate, I know it's National Roommate Day. My roommate, I've known her since age 9. She's practically my sister.
Uh-huh.
She originally went to Concordia before she transferred to UWM. And I feel like they become hermits. I think they become mole people specifically during the winter. And honestly, I feel like it's kind of giving cult. Like, I think Concordia potentially, possibly, most definitely is a cult. Like, none of these people see the sun. They have very weird regulations and laws and rules, from what she has told me, that
Mhm.
make it seem like none of these people have interacted with another human being before and don't know how to healthily have conversations, or have generally just never I don't think any of these people have touched grass. So yeah, I would fully believe it. I think there might be mole people living at Concordia.
Yeah,
And
there could be. It's the thing about that is with Concordia, it's hardcore Lutheran. So it's serious, a lot of people starting out to be reverends and studying that. I mean, it's very, very religious. So that could lead you to believe that the people are into it are really into their religion, which, I mean, hey, that's fine. You
I
know,
just know that the dorms, you're not allowed to have anybody of like the opposite sex over. And I'm like, what
ever?
No, I don't believe so. Definitely not past like 8 o'clock or like 6 o'clock or something like that. Like, and they have to hang out like in a common room and the door has to be open. I'm like, you guys are adults. Like, you guys are all legally, like, you are not a child. You're not a teenager. You are a full human being who can do whatever they want. Like, why is this running like a boarding school? Why is this 1984? What's up with this hyper vigilance surveillance? Like, what if you just want to have like a little shindig in your dorm room?
Hmm. I'm sure. And anyone who transfers out of Concordia to another school is saying, why is your towel on the door? What's going on? Like, okay, whatever. So, Piper, National Cocktail Day. I'm going to get into this. This is for the other adults. I don't know. You can chime in whenever you
I
want.
can't. You know what? I like a good
You're
cocktail.
underage.
No, I'm not. I'm 22.
Oh, okay. Good, 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 good. That's good. But it is National Cocktail Day. What is your cocktail of choice?
I really like an old fashioned with brandy, please.
A
Okay, like I'm a
brandy old
Wisconsin.
fashioned. Okay, because I'm
Hmm.
going to get into that with National Cocktail Day with the brandy old fashioned because I have uh, I have legitimate rules about cocktails that are non-negotiable, and one of those involves the old fashioned. Now, I was looking down a list, and it had the top 10 cocktails in the United States, and the old fashioned tops of the list. The old fashioned is number one, followed by the margarita, the espresso martini, the mojito, the Moscow Mule.
I love a good Moscow Mule.
Okay, well, I'm gonna have to talk about that too. The Negroni, a regular martini, a Manhattan, a pina colada, and a whiskey sour. Okay, those are the top 10 drinks. Now, here's where I come down on this. I'm gonna work my way back to old fashioned, right? Pina colada. Okay, I don't know why anyone would go out and order that at all.
Think of the song. Like, do you like pina coladas? It's
Well,
getting
it
hot
may
and
be,
right.
but okay, we've got the Negroni, which that's got to be a coastal thing because while it's good, I mean, you're not seeing anyone in Green Bay, Wisconsin, ordering a Negroni. The mojito, if I'm a bartender, I do not want to work in a bar that has mojitos and I'm slapping mint or any of that stuff. And the espresso martini. Now, here is where I get very particular on the martinis. The espresso martini is not a martini. Okay. the Cosmopolitan is not a martini, right? The chocolate martini is not a martini. It is a martini with chocolate. Okay. You have to be able to see through a glass to the other side to call it a martini. That's my rule. The only exception is the dirty martini, which has olive juice and it makes it cloudy. But if you put anything in there that changes the color, it is not a martini.
Interesting. I know espresso martinis are like very in at them, or they were just a couple months ago. Like there was all these trends of people saying they could flick the bean or not. Um, but I didn't know it was this intense. I didn't know there was this much debate of what constitutes a martini or not.
Whoa, back up. They were in because why? People wanted to see what?
There was like a trend, okay, on TikTok for those in the know, where people were like the whole challenge was like whether you could split the bean like perfectly in an espresso martini, like flick
Uh,
it.
like what? Well, okay. I'm just okay. Yeah, I don't. It's not an espresso martini. Then. I mean, what are you supposed to do with the bean anyway? Are you supposed to eat it?
I would not, I don't think that's really recommended. I would not put myself through that willingly. I would not eat a straight up coffee bean. I don't even like my coffee. Like my coffee order would kill like a small, sickly Victorian child. I put in so much vanilla coffee creamer in that thing, and then you put a little maple syrup in it for like some natural sugar. If you and like, I'm
It's
sorry,
not a
and then
cocktail. That's okay. Anyway, here we go. Okay, those are the 10. The mojito, no, but the old fashioned. You drink brandy old fashioned, right?
mhm,
Do you have soda in it?
no.
Okay, thank
Why
you.
would that be there? Why would that be there? Why would I want soda to be there?
Because that's what everybody drinks in Wisconsin. The old fashioned is not made with soda. You can't get a brandy old fashioned sweet. That's a brandy sweet with a bunch of fruit in it.
It's got to
Okay.
be sour.
Right. Well, you don't get sour. It's just the liquor. That's the whole point of the old fashioned. It's just the liquor with the muddling. So it's just, and it shouldn't be brandy. It should be bourbon, but we'll make an exception with the brandy old fashioned. But when you start putting soda in it, and I have very specific rules about that because I'm going to dive into the stages of adult drinking. And I
Okay,
have, and
I'll take
I,
notes.
well, how you start drinking and how you start drinking and what you move on to. But there are some a few rules that I have, when I start talking about drinks. And one of them is no. The old fashioned does not have anything in it, and you have to see through a martini. Those are non-negotiable with me. But a couple of the other rules that I have. And before I get into the different stages of drinking, which I'd like you to comment on, because I do some speaking about the people your age and how you elevate your cocktail. So here are my drink ordering rules for
Okay.
grown-ups. Okay. 2 Bloody Marys maximum at any time. You can have one, you can have another. You have a third Bloody Mary in one sitting, and you're a sociopath because that's like breakfast.
When
Then.
I worked as like a waitress hostess at this upscale seafood restaurant in a hotel, the amount of time we had guests come in, like first off, making a Bloody Mary, it's involved, especially getting the rim right. Not all rims are created equal. And
Mhm.
people who order more than two, it's just like genuinely, are you doing okay? Do we need to get a
Yeah.
straight jacket? Do we need to get you committed? Is everything all right at home?
Yes. No, you're exactly right. It's like, no, you get 2 Bloody Marys at any given time. I don't care if you're out pre-gaming or if you're in a bar watching an early Packers game, you get 2. Then you go to your other drink, 2. And no Bloody Marys after 2 p.m. at all.
Behind
However,
that.
the exception that I will make, you can have a Bloody Mary after 2 p.m. if you have said Bloody Mary within the hour that you woke up. So, for example, if you said you got up and didn't get out of bed till like 1:30 or 2 in the afternoon, but you can go out and at 2:30 you can have a Bloody Mary.
So I could
Okay.
have one right now.
If you wanted to, yeah, because it's within the 1 hour limit.
Wait, this is
But
still like the morning. I'm still waking up. I'm still groggy.
this is what I'm saying. And I always tell people, and my wife has actually started doing this because she got tired of just worrying about stuff for breakfast. And we have adopted, I never eat breakfast. I don't eat till like 1 in the afternoon, but um,
Wait, do you
she
not
has,
enjoy a good waffle? Do you not enjoy a
I
good
do, but I just don't eat till like 1 in the afternoon. I get
How?
up.
How do you not get hangry? I'm like the most hangry person on the face of the planet. I
Uh,
literally have a bowl of soup in case I get hungry while filming this. Like,
really?
how do you not crash?
I don't. I started, lost a bunch of weight. And when I did, it was like it's kind of like a intermittent fasting thing, but you don't start until noon, and then I don't eat after 8, and then I only have 2 meals, and I'm fine. Once you get used to it, you're used to it, right? But what my wife started doing is, and it's the same thing, she's like, breakfast, why do you have to have breakfast food? Right? You don't need to have breakfast food. Breakfast is simply the first meal you have after you wake up. So it can be anything, right? This morning, steak. She had steak for breakfast, had leftover steak. The other morning, what did she have? She had like leftover corned beef, or like you have a casserole or whatever.
I love
That's
corned
what
beef.
she would do.
I'm
And
actually getting withdrawals. I didn't get to have any this St. Patrick's Day, and I'm actually mourning and deeply devastated over the fact I didn't get to have any corned beef.
well, you're
So
down. Where do you go? You're down on the east side. Where would you go? Are you Benji's? Would you be a Benji's corned beef person? That would be that area of
I
town.
usually just my mom makes a really good corned beef at home,
Ooh.
and I wasn't at home for the St. Patrick's Day, and this is just like something I just have to accept that I'm getting older, that I'm not going to be able to come home every St. Patrick's Day and have my mother's world renowned corned beef. Okay, like I'm getting sentimental even thinking about it. She can make a really good meatloaf too, and meatloaf is a thing that when you describe it to another human being, they get really gross and disgusted. Like, it is just a hunk of meat with cheese and barbecue sauce, but like, I don't know, the way she makes it.
My wife makes meatloaf every month for St. Ben's, for the food pantry or the food mission down on 10th and State, and I can say without question that once a month, um, the homeless people are getting a treat. That is some, they had Miss Sue's Meatloaf Day is a highlight down there. It is fantastic. Okay, other drink rules. There are specific location rules,
Oh,
right? There are what you can drink and where you can drink it. Unless it's a tiki bar or a featured drink at a restaurant, no tropical drinks allowed. So you just can't go in somewhere. It's got to be their featured, their world famous drink, or maybe a Chili's. And Chili's comes in at a later time too. But you can't just
don't get me started on Chili's, okay? The Triple Dipper has saved lives, including mine, and I do dream about her sometimes because it's the best of all things. Like, it's the best combination on the face of the planet. All
And that
right.
is what the triple dipper, which is
The Triple
what?
Dipper from Chili's. Okay, you can get the little burger sliders, you can get
Oh,
the mozzarella sticks, and then you can get some wings. You can mix and match. Okay,
you're so
it is
young.
honestly enough food to feed
You,
me for the entire week, and
you are
it's
so
so greasy.
young that you can eat that. It would kill me.
I'm gonna enjoy it while it lasts, because my dad, like, he's always watching what he eats. He's like, Piper, I gotta watch my cholesterol levels. I gotta exercise. I'm like, I'm young and turnt. Okay, I can put basically anything in my body at the moment and
Absolutely.
not feel a lot of effects by it, which I
Hmm.
really appreciate. And you know what, I recognize this. Okay, and I'm gonna take it with everything that I got. So,
Absolutely. Here's another one for you. No soda in drinks after the age of 30. So a
okay, yeah.
Captain Diet, 7 and 7. Mm-mm. No soda, no sweetened soda.
Wait,
Okay.
what about a dirty Shirley?
What is that?
Okay, it's a Shirley Temple, but with vodka in it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a vodka. Yeah. No.
No,
Uh,
how?
no. After 30, no.
Okay,
After the age of 30, you should not be drinking any names that are of drinks that are goofy either.
Oh, Shirley Temple's
You
not
know, not
gooey,
like a
okay?
twisted.
It's got the
No,
grenadine syrup, which
no.
I always call Geraldine for some reason because I can't pronounce it correctly. But the grenadine syrup, you got the cherries on top, and Sprite, which is like the best combination soda on the face of the planet if you want to mix and match it with other things. Like when you go to the noodles, okay, and they have the free serve soda fountain, like you can put whatever concoction you want.
Oh, and
Do you not see the
it ends
vision?
up being the nastiest stuff. No, unless
Ugh,
the drink is named after you, you can't have that. It's just drink, just a regular
Shirley
drink.
Temple herself didn't even like it.
No, no. Here we go. Here's another one that I like. If it doesn't cause you to make a face, don't drink it as a shot.
Yeah, I'm really bad at taking shots. Like
Well,
me and
that's not that's good. That's a good thing.
because like whenever me and Pick Whitney encounter one another, it's never a pleasurable encounter. It's always like kind of a standoff. Yeah, I don't know. And it's always not helped by a bunch of people standing around being like, Piper, you got this, and they're all staring at you. Like the pressure is on. Like, oh, I'm not a shots girly. I just can't I know myself.
You get older, you stop doing shots. It's like, okay, every once in a while, I'll do a shooter with a friend of mine, a shooter Irish whiskey, which is another rule. You can never mix Irish whiskey with anything except water.
Oh,
Okay. You can't mix it with anything. Scotch can only be mixed with water too. Okay. Unless you're drinking a rusty nail, which is basically a Scotch Manhattan. And then here's another one of my rules too, because and I was a bartender, so I hated these guys. Right. And you see them come into bars all the time. And this, I suppose, when you see this, you got to tell me if this is a deal breaker when you look at a guy like this and you see it happen in a bar. Because if I was a female and I saw a guy do this, it would be like, no, not there isn't any chance I'm talking to you. It's the guy that comes in, and you should never say this. Hey, what kind of blank do you have here? Okay, bourbon, this and that, right? Hey, what kind of bourbon you got here? No. Okay, if you have a brand of bourbon, order that brand of bourbon. Okay, if they don't have it, then you say, what else do you have? And then you could pick your substitute. But if you go in and you say, hey, what kind of bourbon do you have here? You're just setting the guy up, because what you're doing, the reason you're doing that is because you're hoping that everything that he says is not what you want. So then you can come back, and the guy can come back and go, oh, you don't have Bardstown 6 year or whatever the hell it is. No, I'm sorry, I don't. Okay, give me a Maker's Mark. No. You go in, you do a quick scan of the bourbon section on the bar rail. You do a scan, you should be able to tell, and you can make your decision unless you have to have a substitute. But guys that do that are just knobs. Okay, I can tell you that it's got to be a deal breaker if you see a guy do that.
I gotta be honest, I don't think of other people that much. I
Good.
really don't.
Good for you. Don't. So when I saw his national cocktail, so I started thinking about this, because I used to tell people, and I went back and I started thinking about college when we went out. Now, when I was in college, the drinking age was 18 here. So that's the culture. Well, everyone drinks at 18 anyway, but we could be in the bars at 18, right? So that's just the Wisconsin culture. So as I was going through and thinking about this, I look back at when I was bartending in college and the stuff that we would make, and having to bartend in a college bar. And it was all those things. It was like rum and Coke, 7 and 7s, right? It was all the sweetest stuff in the world. There's a friend of mine, Tony Pierce, who is a midget. And I can call him a midget because he called himself a midget. So I'm going to call him a midget. I don't care what anybody says. I am not insensitive because he's a friend of mine. I had another friend, Stevie, who just passed. I would never call him a midget because he corrected me and said, I'm a Peter Pan dwarf. Okay, I got it. That's the medical condition. So, but Tony drank lime vodka sours. just neon green lime vodka sours, right? So he's 19 years old. He would drink so many of them that one night he would just drink them and get obnoxious. And so one night we picked him up, and here's something you don't know about. So one night we picked him up. He was so drunk, sitting on a bar stool, so we just put him on top of the cigarette machine to see if he could get down. And I'm sorry, that's funny. That's funny. I'm sorry. That is funny. See, we had different types of fun. He didn't mind. He knew he was a midget.
Hey, people can do that with me. I'm only 5'2". Like, I have to get on a stepping stool to get anything in my cupboards.
Oh, no. See, Tony was short, and you did not want to. You never let him walk into a bar ahead of you. Ever. Never. Because he would walk in, and immediately the first girl he would see, he would grab her ass, and she would turn around and see you. Okay, and then he was long gone because he was not in the field division. You learned that right away. Never go into a bar behind Tony. You're in big trouble. But so the lime vodka sour is that falls into a category of what I call the transitional drinks. That's where that's a drink where someone is coming out of beer, and that's what they started drinking in college. It was the tequila sunrise, the amaretto stone sour, vodka lemonades, gin and lemonades, anything like that. That's your transitional drink. Any of your flavored vodkas would be there. And then you had your location-based drinks, which you can only drink in certain places, right? And I said already, like mojitos and things like that are only on vacation. Margaritas, Mexican restaurants, and Chili's. Those are the only place you can drink margaritas. You don't go into some other bar and go, can I get a margarita? No, it's not a Mexican bar. You cannot have a margarita. I'm sorry. And or like a Pim's cup in England or something like that. So your location-based drinks. But what I did was I broke this down, and you can comment on this. And anyone who's watching right now, I'd like you guys to comment on it too, because I want to talk about the evolution of the modern drinker. And the way that I want to do this is I'm going to do it just like the old. I'm going to do it just like the old evolutionary chart of man. Okay, and we're going to break it down into areas. And we're going to start off. We're going to start off right way back here, okay, way in the back, and with someone who I call the frat boy. And the frat boy starts at about, here we'll go. This is it, okay. The beginner frat boy, high school through college graduation. Frat boy is like 25 to 35 years old. Then I've got a group I call the Yeezys, and I'll explain that to you. Rat Packers, the senior tour, and the grand champion. So we'll start off with when we start off with the the frat boy, right? And that's you get the beginner and the frat boy. It's almost exclusively beer. Okay. But then what they do is they can maybe that's a beginner. They split a sixer with a buddy. That's their big night. They can go out and they can split a sixer. And then you go to that's not the frat boy. That's not the name. This is the beginner. I see. What did I tell you, Piper? I told you this when you were in class. Doesn't matter. You can double check your PowerPoint presentation as much as you want. There's always going to be a typo. This is it. This is the beginner. Ventures into the world of big liquor slowly. And it's usually his gateway liquor is blackberry brandy. It's pints of blackberry brandy, peppermint schnapps, or flavored vodkas, generally bought in a gas station or a convenience store. This is the absolute beginner, but it's not. This would be the frat boy. And this frat boy is
missing an E too.
I know. And I got him backwards. And this is that 20, in college, late parts of college, junior year, senior year of college, this could go up to about the age of 35, right? Probably 30, 32, right? Cheap beer. When they graduate, they might drink more expensive beer. Will still play drinking games when they're way too old to play drinking games, right? They're new to beer. They're new to big liquor, but they'll get into that transitional cocktail area, which would be the Screwdriver, the rum and coke, the tequila sunrise, vodka Red Bull. Ugh. And at some point, they discover bombs. That's what happens. Then the bombs moves in, and you shouldn't be drinking. I'm going to say this: is you don't drink any bombs when you're that age, right? You don't want to drink any bombs when you're 30 to 35, unless someone buys it and gives it to you. Then and only then can you drink a bomb.
I still drink it for the vodka Red Bulls. Like Red Bull in general already feels like my heart is gonna give out. Like I legitimately feel like I'm that much closer to death upon having any sort of energy drink. And then mixing alcohol with that, it's honestly maybe the most disgusting, deplorable thing that I'm putting it above nuclear weaponry. That is the most destructive thing that human beings have ever created. The vodka Red Bull.
Yeah.
You know,
I used to drink those when I was younger.
wait, Red Bull was a thing?
Yeah. Oh, vodka Red Bull's been around for 25 years, kid.
What? Okay, hold on.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
I
did early on. I was around when I was drinking vodka Red Bulls here in Milwaukee when people would say, "What's that?" Because a buddy of mine,
an early adapter of the Red Bull.
Right. I was not a lagger.
1987?
Uh-huh. I got it from a buddy of mine in Illinois. And
excuse me. Okay. Red Bulls are
oh, that's where I got it. Okay. Well, then you go to these are the guys that I really hate.
Okay.
I really hate them. And I'm calling them the Yeezys. Now, why I call them Yeezys?
After Kanye West?
No. If you belong to if you belong to a private golf club or any type of social club, right? They have a membership category, usually called Young Executive.
That sounds like the most pretentious dipshit category that anyone could possibly.
Oh yeah, no, exactly. So here are my characteristics of the Yeezy. Okay,
not the IPAs.
He is at peak douchebag stage of his life, right? He's got a wife who wears denim jackets everywhere, regardless.
Don't on the denim jacket now. There's a time and a place.
Wait, denim jackets everywhere, regardless of what she's wearing with it. Generally worn with flats.
Yeah, okay, like I have a couple of jean jackets and trust me, they can eat sometimes, but also denim on denim, like okay, denim on denim, it takes a very specific to pull that person off. And let's admit, most of us are not that individual.
Well, I'll tell you where I noticed this precisely. Actually, it was my wife that pointed it out because she's equally as critical as I am when it comes to making fun of people.
Wait, that's kind of a match made in heaven then. You guys are matching your level of haterdom.
We are. So we noticed it when we were at a certain private club and that we are no longer members of because there's too many freaking Yeezys that are coming in and they were having a derby party. Okay. And so the derby. Yeah, so they're having a derby party, which is popular among the young people, right? And what do? They all get dressed up, and the women have flowery dresses on and big hats. And it was chilly out, and this party was on the roof of this place, and they were all there in their summertime, or their springtime dresses with their big hats with denim jackets over it. And it's like, you idiot. Okay, that's the worst look. Okay, so the guy gets
very outdated. Like, oh my gosh, can't you come up with anything else? Like, everybody's going to be wearing that. Like, do something different.
So yeah, and the Yeezy is another one. Okay, you said they are self-proclaimed. I say this: wine, IPA, and cigar experts. And I'm just speaking from the men's side of things, right? They know their wines, and they really don't. They just know wine enthusiast ratings, and they know how to just throw a name of something out. I was kind of in that age, but I wasn't that pretentious, but I liked a good Argentinian Malbec. But regardless, orders drinks, he knows the bar doesn't have just so he can look cool. Right? So come in and go, hey, can I have an Aperol Spritz or a Sazerac or Negroni is another one. And it's like, no, you can't. Okay. They will start, tonic and seltzer start entering the chat. Vodka tonics, vodka seltzer.
Wait, pause. Did
Yes.
you say enter the chat?
What?
Did you just say enter the chat?
Yeah. Is that really
Who
dated?
taught you that terminology?
Are you calling me Unk? Am I an Unk now?
No, I'm just saying I did not expect you to be throwing that out there.
Why? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Am I that
Not a bad
dated?
thing, just it's just an astute observation, okay? There's not like it's completely neutral. It isn't positive, it isn't negative. I just feel like I don't even say enter the chat. Like I don't say that. I don't
So you're
know.
making fun of me right now.
No, maybe just a little bit,
Yeah.
but it was surprising, okay? I didn't know you had that in you to say enter the chat. Wow.
It's just something that
Who taught you this?
it was just something that we would say like it was always on social media. Someone would put it in of enter the chat falls in the category of hold my beer.
Okay.
Okay. Hey, the tonic has entered the chat, or hey, so and so, or the Patriots, blah blah blah, or Jesus did blah blah blah. And no, what was it? Something did something, and Jesus said, "Hold my beer."
It's
That
generational what you're saying.
right. That's kind of where that falls in that world. The other one is that we use is when something goes down, and there are going to be legal ramifications. The line is there will be lawyers.
Anybody my age says that.
No one says that there will be lawyers.
No, but nobody. I've never heard that.
No,
say
you
that
shouldn't be in a legal problem. But then here, this is the one that I love though. Will complain the bartender didn't make it right, no matter what the drink is. That's what they do. They go and jam a Negroni. No, then I'll have this. And then they'll get another thing made that's probably a simple thing, and it's like they'll bitch about it. That's the easy.
Mhm.
That is the easy, and I hate them. Then you get to after you get to that, then you get to the Rat Packer. Now, the Rat Packer, you might know this because you're hip enough. You know who the Rat Pack is, right?
The Rat Pack, as in like.
Oh,
the
you know the Rat
the
Pack.
80s.
Okay,
The Rat Pack.
you know the
I know the
Rat
Rat
Pack. You don't know the OG. You don't know the Rat.
No, the songs. Hold on. They're performers. They're musicians.
Well, and drinkers. Frank
Like,
Sinatra, Dean Martin, Sammy Davis. They called them the Rat Pack.
I know who Frank Sinatra is. It's a little early for the fun fact, and this was not my fun fact of the day. But I think it's an urban legend that Frank Sinatra once tried to put a hit on Woody Allen.
It's probably not urban legend.
You think that actually happened?
Yeah, he was quite connected.
Yes.
He was quite well connected. Oh yeah, he had.
And it's like something I want to be true. He would have done us all a favor, I think, if he had just taken out Woody Allen.
Why? You don't like Woody Allen movies?
I actually have never seen any of them. He just married his own daughter, and I don't.
Well, it wasn't his own daughter; it was an adopted daughter.
Anytime you have to say like, well, technically it's not his kid, not exactly a great situation. It's whatever. It's like when somebody says, well, it's like technically it's not incest. The fact that you have to say technically, not a great start to your relationship. I gotta be honest.
Yeah, well, when you say technically and you pair it with incest, okay, I can see that. But I'll throw this at you. Okay, we're going to take a little sidetrack. Yeah, it was Mia Farrow's adopted daughter. He did not adopt the daughter. He got with Mia Farrow after she had adopted the daughter, right? And then they fell in love, and he left with her. Now, does it change things that after 30 years they're still together?
I don't know. I think it's the fact that he knew her as like a kid.
But they're still together after 30 years. Wouldn't that mean it's truly love?
Or she was groomed and is having like a form of Stockholm syndrome.
Wow, it's been going on for a long time. But
I would free her. I would get up in there. Hey. Okay. I'll finish what Frank Sinatra couldn't do.
I tell you what, Piper, though, separate the art from the artist and go back and
That's
watch a couple of.
I
There's
need to
some
watch Annie
really
Hall because
Annie
Diane
Hall.
Keaton just died a couple months ago. So
Annie Hall is great. Purple Rose of Cairo. Take the money and run. Um, there's a bunch of them that are just so good. Um, and he goes through phases where he only casts certain people because he had his Diane Keaton phase, and then he had his Jeff Daniels phase, and then he does that all the way along. He's kind of like the artsy equivalent of Tarantino in the sense that
I
Tarantino
hate
locks.
Tarantino.
Well, he
Um,
locks into these guys. He puts it, he makes it his quest to bring back somebody
get me
from.
started.
I'm
Oh
not.
my
I'm not.
goodness.
We could do a whole show on. I'll get you started on Tarantino for a whole show
Oh
sometime.
my gosh. He does look like the type of man that would be into feet, and that's all I'm gonna say. You
Okay.
can tell that he has a foot fetish just by looking at him.
Ah, yeah. Okay. I'll pass judgment that way. I can see that. Well, anyway. So the Rat Packer, because that was Sinatra and those guys, and you go back and watch those. In fact, when I would go to Vegas with a buddy of mine, we'd spend a day rat packing it, which was just go drink whiskey in the spa in a robe. Um, but they're a little more sophisticated, brown liquor dominant. Only two mixers that they ever use are seltzer and water. And they go big liquor drinks only. Martinis, Manhattans, old fashions made the right way. Bourbon or scotch, drink that neat, and owns a Monogram bar set only because it was a gift from his kids. That's the only reason he has that.
I haven't gotten that from my dad yet. I feel like he is definitely within this category.
Uh-huh.
But I kind of know, like, I love my father and care about him too much to get him a monogrammed, like, bar set, whatever thing about. Like, I know too much about him. I know what he actually wants.
Okay, and then we're going to do this. And then the last guy is the senior tour. And he's exclusively big liquor drinks, and he starts early in the day. And if someone says it's too early, he just says, shut the fuck up. I'm drinking. Oh, no, that's not the last guy. Yeah.
No, I was going to say, isn't there the grand champion?
Yes, the grand champion is there. I'm trying to find, well, the grand champion, that's the guy. That's the really old guy. Let me go. This guy's the grand champion. And then they let him just go drink whenever he wants or whatever he wants. The grand champion's like that guy that lives in Russia till he's 106 and he smoked every day and had vodka. So those are the stages of your drinking life, and you go through that. And the other thing, I could go through it with bars because you've probably heard of old man bars, right? An old man bar, it's those bars like, well, you live.
Oh, I think you said old man. I'm like, oh my goodness, I don't know.
No, like an old man bar. Like a perfect example on the, down toward UWM would be like Axel's, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's an old man bar. It's where,
Mhm.
it smells like stale Marlboros and desperation. It's a horrible place. And that's because we start out going to the cool bars and then the young people come in and then we have to find a new place. So we go to the next one and those people, and they just follow us all the way along until we're just alone, destitute, and drowning in our own regrets in an old man bar. But those are that is the stages of the drinking evolution of man. And to celebrate National Cocktail Day. But as always, Piper, why are you here? Well, Piper is here because she is Piper, the news girl. And so what are today's headlines? Because I got one for you I got one for you and for the people watching. I have a video one, which is freaky.
Okay, well then why don't we start with that? If you're proclaiming it's so freaky, I want to see
it. It's not freaky. I don't know if a lot of people have seen this yet. But my mom yesterday was leaving from Wisconsin to go on a trip to Washington, D.C. And she texted me and she said, I'm still on the tarmac. We're delayed because of an accident in New York. And at LaGuardia. Now, you're familiar with the accident at LaGuardia, or have you been sleeping?
I hate to say it, but I think I've been slacking.
Sleeping? Okay. So what? That's fine. Hey, That's fine. I barely know there's a war going on. So talk about not paying attention to anything. But here we go. Air Canada flight on a runway hit a fire truck. The two pilots of the Air Canada flight were killed. Right? A lot of people injured on the plane. It was only the pilots that were killed in this accident. And everyone has seen pictures of this.
Except
But
me.
yeah, well, here's the video.
Okay, well, I'm ready, I think.
We've heard the cock or the air traffic saying to the fire truck as he saw this coming in, truck number one, stop, stop, stop. And the fire truck did not because they were on their way to an emergency. So the runway wasn't cleared. Here it is. Now you look down at the bottom and you can see that plane coming in. Is that wild? Oh, is that wild?
I it makes me glad that I don't go on planes a lot.
Yeah, no, it's very
I'm very
sad. It's one of
grateful.
those things that I can't believe. So that's under investigation. My mom didn't get out for a couple of hours, and I think that'd be the worst thing to be an older person stuck on the tarmac of a plane when they don't let you have to go
How
to
old
the
is your
bathroom.
mom?
84.
84. My grandma's older than your mom.
I would hope so.
I don't know why I said that like that. Like a big revelation. My grandmother's 91.
Okay, well, I don't want you to say my grandmother's, younger than your mom, because that really makes me feel bad. So that one is wild when you look at that. I saw that and I was like, oh dear Lord. And the guys in the fire truck were not injured, but the two
That's
pilots
good.
were killed, which is
I
sad.
always think like
All right.
every time I go on a plane,
What?
I always think about especially like in recent times, I feel like there's been a lot more plane accidents, collisions of this
Mhm.
like that things of that sort. And it always makes me like that. You know what? If I'm gonna die, that's a pretty gnarly and memorable way to go. Like my obituary would certainly be riveting to read. Nobody else from my high school is gonna die in that way, I don't think. Like Piper Harride dies in fiery crash at age 22.
Yeah.
I think that's honestly kind of a very poetic way. Like I was doing
Yeah,
it so I
yeah,
could
but
travel,
you're dead.
explore.
Yeah, you don't want to be dead.
Well, I kind of want to
No.
be reincarnated. I don't really I think that'd be kind of neat. I want to be reincarnated into like a bear so that I can finally hibernate and sleep for like 3 months
Wait,
straight.
just wait till you're older. Just get through this one first. So what do you got for news, Piper?
Okay, so I'm realizing my news article, it's not as intense as the plane crash, okay? It's
Okay.
because I've been eating a lot of soup recently. I literally have some broccoli
Love
cheddar
soup.
soup right with me. Thank you. Some people are not big fans of soup, and I think they're very much missing out. I think soup is one of the most heartwarming and like just genuinely caring like meals to have. Like it just fills me with so much like warmth and love. So my like we just had this whole big talk of like, oh, what's the best cocktail, whatever. Mine is an article about like ranking soups, and I'm just gonna go through
Ooh,
it and give out their order because I don't really agree with this, and I'm saying this as a soup connoisseur, as someone who probably
no,
consumes more soup than your average person walking the face of the planet. And I want to give my hot takes about soup. So, and I think
okay.
this is supposed to
Well,
do.
so they rank soups.
Yes.
Now is this the soup available at some place?
I think it's just like general soup. Like I'm
Okay,
having
the
broccoli
general
cheddar
soup
soup.
flavor. Okay,
It's
let me
simple. It's
see.
simple. Like if for the who, it's the Panera version. But broccoli cheddar soup is broccoli cheddar soup. Like tomato soup is
Right,
tomato soup.
that's what I'm saying is that okay, if they're ranking soups, are we just going by flavors? Because
Hmm.
I would say, and then what is the ranking by flavor or by soup sold? Because if it's
By
soup,
flavor.
okay.
It's
I
all
would
personal opinion.
okay, I would say that the top soup is probably a chicken noodle.
Ooh. Okay. Okay. Not all chicken noodle soups are created equal because, like, when you
No,
have a bad chicken noodle soup, it does kind of ruin my whole day. But when you have an actual, like, honest to God, good one,
yep.
legitimately restores me.
Okay.
So, like, I feel like I have more bad chicken noodle soup than good chicken noodle soup. Does that
Uh-huh.
make sense? Like,
Yeah.
so, like, when I have a really good one, it just genuinely keeps me going, but I encounter more mediocre versions of it often, so I don't think it's my favorite.
Okay. So then give me the list. Broccoli cheddar is probably up there. You know,
Broccoli cheddar, godsend. Okay. So this is so starting off is like this is from worst to best. So
okay.
we're gonna start at like what they considered the absolute, and there's 16 soups on this list.
Okay.
We're gonna start what they consider to be the absolute worst, and then work our way up.
Okay.
This one I can agree with. Number 16, cabbage soup. Like, who
Oh, but
actively,
it's not, it's
who wants
no,
cabbage soup?
no
Who
one,
craves cabbage soup?
no
Who
one,
goes to the grocery store and gets cabbage soup
no
willingly?
one.
I feel like that's something, the only time people consume cabbage soup is like in the movies to show how poor they are. Isn't that what they're having in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory?
Yeah. Yeah. You're eating cabbage soup because you have nothing else to eat
Right,
except for cabbage, and nobody
right,
wants that.
exactly. Number 15, I already have major problems with this. Tomato soup. Because they have
That's number
tomato soup.
15.
I know. Okay, because I'm a tomato bisque lover. Like, whenever I go out to eat and they're like, oh, you want to have a soup as your side? I'm like, okay, what are my options? If tomato bisque is there, I'm getting it. Okay, tomato bisque with some basil, chef's
Oh
kiss.
yeah, without a doubt. I can't believe it's 15. I
Me too,
can't.
because sometimes things that are simple are good. And I feel
No,
like not enough people understand this.
that's
Sometimes
egregious.
things are popular for a reason. We don't have to be always like super pretentious, okay? Can we just say tomato soup is good?
Tomato soup is great.
Right? With grilled cheese? With grilled cheese.
Yeah, of course. And you dunk it.
Exactly. So like this list is already getting like we're already starting off on a
Horrible.
bad foot.
It's a
Right,
horrible
right.
list.
Okay. Number 14, they have cream of mushroom higher than tomato soup.
Well,
And I like mushrooms. I love mushrooms.
I
I
like
put
a
mushrooms.
good cream of mushroom soup.
You like cream of mushroom soup?
Yeah, I
But
do.
but is
But
it
it's
better
gotta
than
be
tomato soup?
homemade. I mean, I'm not gonna take that can of Campbell's soup with the little square tomato mushroom chunks and eat
Right.
that. That goes in with chicken when you're making a casserole. You don't eat that.
I feel like I love mushrooms, so the fact that like cream of mushroom soup doesn't really speak to me. Like this should be some of my favorite things. I love soup. I love mushrooms. This should be my favorite thing. It's a combination of two things I absolutely adore. I'm never grabbing for cream of mushroom soup. I'm not.
Okay. Fair enough.
Number 13, Manhattan clam chowder.
That's horrible.
I don't really vibe with clam chowder all that much because
Clam
like
chowder is
never
great, but
enough
not the
clam.
red clam chowder.
Hmm?
That's red clam chowder. Manhattan clam chowder is red clam chowder. It's horrible.
Yeah, I feel like whenever I have clam chowder, like there's never enough clam in it, and it doesn't reheat well. A good part of soups to me is like, okay, if I have
Yeah.
some later, like will it stay well? Clam
Right.
chowder never reheats the same.
No, not at
And I'm
all.
just like, I'm a college student. I'm gonna want to have this a couple times. Like I want like, come on now.
Mhm.
So like clam chowder just not convenient.
Nope.
Doesn't really have a punch to it. Doesn't have any oomph.
I'm with you.
Unsatisfactory, in my
Okay.
opinion. Number 2, bone broth. How did bone broth make it this
What the
far?
fuck?
Right.
Bone broth is not a soup.
Right. And they even say that in the article. I just want to take a quick pause to say bone broth is not a soup. Then what the fuck is it doing here
No,
at number
no.
12?
If you go into like Soup Brothers and you go, what, or somewhere, if I'm in a restaurant and I go, what is your soup today? And they say bone broth, I'm going, what the fuck? That's
Right.
not a soup.
Right.
That's a base, but it's not a soup.
Mhm.
Bone broth. No, it's
And I
a
think
bone in water. It's not soup.
and I think people who willingly drink bone broth like regularly are psychopaths. I think
Well,
that's a
yeah.
psychotic behavior.
Or like
And I've met people who are
CrossFitters.
like this, and I legitimately wonder what runs around in their head. Like, do you have fun? Do you enjoy yourself? Do
Mm-mm.
you have hobbies? Do you have friends? And
No,
I'm
you're
going to assume no if you willingly consume that much bone broth. Okay,
absolutely.
number 11 is lentil, seven bean, and mushroom barley.
No,
And
horrible.
I like lentils, I think more than the average person. I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt. Like I can get down with a lentil chip every once in a blue moon.
No,
But like
no good.
again, we all have to consider this is above tomato soup. A bunch of
No,
tomatoes.
no, I would tomato soup would be a top 5 for me.
Me
So the
too.
fact that they have it at 15 has already made this list null and void. But continue.
Okay, now this one, I know this one's going to greatly, deeply upset you, considering what you said. And
Mhm.
number 10 is chicken noodle.
Well, I mean, chicken noodle's kind of a generic soup. It's the little
Yes, it
black
is.
cocktail dress of
These are
soups.
classics. Like, okay, sometimes things are classics for a reason, though. It's because they're basically universally beloved, and there's nothing wrong with that. We don't have to
Abs-
always be different. It's
Hey,
like, okay,
absolutely.
I love a lot of weird and strange movies. Jurassic Park, I still think is one of the best of all time because it's Jurassic Park.
Right, right,
You know?
right. Absolutely. I'm with you. All right,
Okay, thank
next one.
At number 9,
Yeah,
lobster bisque. Like, okay, you know what? That's fine. I'm not gonna get too mad about that.
fine. I'm not a big lobster guy. It's a little rich for me. I'll take a crab bisque before a
Okay.
lobster bisque.
Okay. I like lobster, but then whenever like I'm at the grocery store or at the Milwaukee Public Market and they have like the tanks out with the lobsters, I do feel a little bit bad.
Well, my wife and I were in Hawaii, and we were at a restaurant, and I think it was Valentine's Day, and he loves lobster. And so we went to this restaurant that had fresh seafood, and she ordered a whole lobster. And they had the lobster tank. And she's walking. We were sitting there, and she orders the lobster. About 2 minutes later, the guy goes walking by with a live lobster on a tray. And she goes, "Oh, that guy's got a lobster. Why does he have a lobster?" I go, "That's your dinner." And she didn't want to eat it after that because she saw it all.
Really?
And it's like, no, at market price, you're eating all of that lobster. But I digress. Continue. So
Okay,
lobster
okay.
biscuit.
At number 9. At number 8, and actually, I think this should be up higher. Gumbo.
Uh-huh. All
I
right.
I can't
Okay,
gumbo.
I love gumbo, but I can see where this is going. And I like a good seafood gumbo, but I got a feeling that when we get to the top 5, we're going to start arguments as to whether or not it's actually a soup at all. But anyway,
I mean, I guess
I will
there's
continue.
rice,
I'm
potatoes, and gumbo. Like, I could see the argument that it's kind of a combination, but I just really love gumbo. It always reminds me of Princess and the Frog. I
I
love
love
good
gumbo.
Creole food in general. I think it's super underrated. I wish there were more restaurants in the area that had that type of food. There's really not, and it is not
No,
stratified by it.
Crawdaddies was the only one in what's the one? That's that other one that was I was over by where the Girl Scout Maxis. Anyway,
Mhm. Okay, and number 7, split pea.
no, that's the nastiest shit in the world.
Right.
It's
I'm
mashed.
not
It's a
even
bowl
that
of
much.
mashed wet peas.
Right. And I'm not even that much of a pea eater. Like when I'm having fried rice and they throw a pea my way, I'm gonna eat it still. I like some sugar snap peas in the summer, to like with some ranch, to like refresh. You have a
Sure.
nice good appetizer. But split pea, again,
No.
who is going down to Pick and Save or Piggly Wiggly or Woodman's, whatever your grocery store of choice, going down the soup aisle and seeing like, you know what? You know what really sounds good right now? Split pea.
Old people.
Ugh.
Old people love it. And my folks, like Easter, you get a big Easter ham, the spiral cut ham and the bone. And it was always with old people. Ooh, save the bone. I'll make some good. I will make some good pea soup. That's those two words don't go together.
Well,
But they need that ham bone. All right, where are we at? 7? Where are we at with 7?
I guess
Is
they
that
should
it? Are
enjoy
we
it because they don't really have a lot of time left, so
okay?
maybe they can have their split pea. Okay, now number 6 is tom kha, which is a spicy sour Thai coconut milk and chicken soup.
No, that doesn't count. I'm talking that should not be on there. It's American soups only.
I don't think it doesn't say just American soups
Okay,
on
it doesn't, but
the article.
I don't even rate.
But in your rules,
Yeah, I'm not rating any foreign soups.
oh wow. So no French onion soup then.
French onion soup's pretty American. Well, that's just French
Wait,
onion
hold on.
soup.
Where did French onion soup even originate? I gotta know. French onion soup.
I don't, I have no idea. Maybe with French's onion
Let me
dip
see.
or whatever that you
French
make
fries are
it.
not from France, and I feel like not enough
No,
people know this.
here's the thing. French onion soup is beef broth, onions, heat it up, and then you melt mozzarella cheese over the top. There is nothing difficult about making French onion soup
Ooh, wait,
whatsoever.
okay. It's been popular since Roman times. Well, there you go. Okay. Number 6. Oh, I mean, number 5. Okay. Pho. I think we can have pho
No,
here.
that's not again. Keep it with America. Pho is not.
No,
Where
pho
was?
is
Where
so
did you
good,
find this
though.
article? This article is. Where did you find this?
It's from Bon Appetit.
Yeah. Okay, that's it. I mean, it's not from. I mean, go get the soup list from Car and Driver. I
I don't
guarantee
know
you
what Car
that's
and Driver is.
Car and Driver, Cars and Driver. Gets a thing about cars, magazine about cars. It's a guy magazine
I don't
or
know
just
anything
a
about the
regular.
breeds of cars, okay? I crashed
Okay.
a car and destroyed city property once, and now they won't let me drive.
Okay.
Okay?
Fair enough. But the Bon Appetit, of course, they're going to have goofy soups. Oh, I can't wait.
Pho is not a goofy soup. You can find it at the Piggly Wiggly in Saukville, Wisconsin, because I searched for it and I found it. Okay.
Okay.
And if Saukville, Wisconsin, town of 2,000 people can have it, anybody can have pho.
Okay. I'm not going to argue with you.
Okay.
Fair
Thank
enough.
you. Thank you.
Where are we at?
Number 4, gazpacho.
No. No. That's no. Why is it like borscht? No.
I don't have a dog in this fight. I don't think I've ever had
Don't.
gazpacho
I know.
before.
It's like
I don't know.
no.
I don't think it should be this high, though.
No, it shouldn't. Absolutely, it should not.
Okay, we're in the top 3.
Okay.
Who's ready? Are we mentally prepared for this?
I guess not.
I guess we just got to roll with the punches. We just got to go through with this now. Okay. And number 3, pozole.
No idea what that is.
Okay, let me read the description. It's a soup that's thousands of years old. The Aztecs made pozole on special occasions. Let's see. What actually isn't in this?
Yeah, this is ridiculous.
It's a traditional Mexican soup or stew made with hominy, which is large corn kernels, and meat, typically pork or chicken, seasoned with spiced broth and served with a variety of fresh garnishes like shredded cabbage, radishes, onion, and lime. Actually, that sounds really good.
Sounds pretty good. It does.
It does.
But I've never heard of it.
Well, I think we should go on a personal mission to try it now.
Okay, fair enough.
Open up our minds. Okay. Oh, number 2. Borscht.
What the fuck? That's cold beet
Yeah,
soup.
no, sorry, I can't get behind this.
What? No. What is wrong with these people? These are not the 15 most popular soups in the world.
They're not the 15 most popular. They're just saying these are the 15 best.
Okay, Bon Appetit magazine. No.
You have to send them a strongly worded
I don't
email.
see now. I don't even want to know what number 1 is, but tell me what number 1 is.
Okay, number 1, French onion soup.
That's just stupid.
It kind of is though.
Well,
Like,
it's French onion soup.
onion
Of course,
soup
they're going to do that because it's
terrible.
Bon Appetit.
Right.
That's craziness.
So thank you for coming to my article, my little rundown
Yes.
of what supposedly
Now-
the top 15 soups in the world are.
There we go. So let me ask you this, Piper. Do you have a fun fact?
I do.
Okay, here we go.
It's time for Piper's Fun Fact of the Day. They're facts that you might not know, but they're really, really fun. And if you tell them to your friends, you look really, really smart. It's Piper's Fun Fact of the Day.
Okay.
Okay,
Are we ready,
Piper,
everyone?
what is your fun fact of the day today?
Okay. In the United States, about 15 people are killed by icicle-related accidents each year.
Really? Only
Mhm.
15?
And it's 100 a year in Russia.
Well, yeah, more ice.
Yeah.
And probably less sophisticated in ice removal technology.
Well, what constitutes ice removal technology?
And around when I was growing up, it was just a big stick. You would whack it off the gutters. But yeah, only 15 in the United States.
Yeah.
I would think there would be more
I was
because,
thinking-
like, if you ever see it, there's big. It happens sometimes on big skyscrapers when stuff freezes and then it comes off and crashing down onto the sidewalks. But it's the perfect way to kill someone because
Oh.
the murder weapon melts. There you go.
That's true.
But
That's very Hitchcockian of you.
That's yes, but I'm not making any recommendations.
No, I'm gonna make note of that now. You know, I'm gonna go through strategically through my hit list. You know, who would
Okay, and
best
you
for
know
me
what?
in the polar region.
So we're gonna finish this up right now, but I'm gonna leave you with one thought, and I don't want you to respond to it because the next time we talk, which I believe will be on Thursday, I'm gonna get you your reaction to this. So I'm just throwing this out there right now. It is a story. There is a man by the name of Dayton Weber, and he's accused of shooting and killing a 27-year-old man by the
I
name
know what you're
of
talking about.
Huh?
I know
You
what
know
you're
what I'm
talking about.
Okay. They say he shot him while he was driving, asked passengers to help remove the body. When they refused, they got out of the car. He drove away with the victim still in his car. The body was later discovered in a yard. They tracked him to a hospital where he was arrested. He faces first and second degree murder charges. Now, he's a professional cornhole player from
Mhm.
Maryland. This is where I cannot square this circle. He is a quadruple amputee.
Yep.
On the left, driving the car, shooting a passenger, disposing of the body alone. I can't square that circle, but we'll catch up with you on Thursday. We'll try and figure this out. I'm going to allow everybody else to try and figure it out as well. Piper, thank you very much for joining us. Always so much fun. I like having you as a news person. It's
Thank you.
I learn
had a
things. I
great
learn
time.
things every day, and that list of soups is horrendous. It is the absolute worst. But until we talk on Thursday, we will see you later, Piper. Thanks for stopping by. Bye-bye. There we go, Piper, the news girl on today. That's our show for today. We ran a little bit long because we got into the whole drinking thing, but I didn't even get to the segment we came up with last week, which was KB Life Coach, and I even have a song in a
KB Life Coach, KB Life Coach. He tells you how to live your life, the stuff you shouldn't tell your wife. His advice helps keep you alive. He's KB Life Coach.
I'm kind of bummed out that I didn't get to use that today, but I will use it tomorrow because I do have a good life coach story. So thanks a lot for stopping by. As I mentioned, you can always go back if you didn't catch the whole thing. You can go back and catch it on YouTube, and then we're putting little segments out. Thanks to Piper. Thanks to everyone who made the comments. And I really, really want to tell you guys, as always, make good choices. And that's it for this episode of KB's Unemployed Show. If you want to follow me on my unemployed journey, just subscribe to my channel below or dive into one of the playlists for all my unemployed action.